What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Rhino-Rack Vortex Aero crossbar roof rack system on our 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Now these actually mount in the gutters on the existing roof on your Gladiator. You see they fit into there. So that's kind of a nice option to have there, where it's not fixed mounted points, but it's also not the naked roof where you have to measure out where you're going to put it. You know that you have this gutter to work with. They go on there very easily. Tighten them down, and you can see I can shake the whole Jeep back and forth, and they're not going anywhere. Let's check them out. Taking a close look at the gutter, just want to explain how it worked. You have this portion here, that's the flat side. That's really part of the tower that goes down and in that gutter, and then we have the part that goes towards the bottom of the gutter. So this is kind of the foot. We're going to tighten down these bolts, and it brings that in, which pushes those together, which gives it that nice grip here on the hard top. Now we are using the Aero bars with this today. You can get HD bars if you'd rather do that. They have a system that works with the gutter and the HD bars, but this is the route we just decided to go today to get this installed. Now that we looked at how it attaches to your roof, the roof rack you can use for many different accessories. If you want to put a cargo basket up here, maybe you want to carry some bike racks, so you can do a bike rack up here instead of using your hitch, or maybe a box for extra storage. You might just need more room in your Jeep to carry what you want with you. You can easily do that with that. You can use clamp-on accessories that go around the bar, or this even has the T-track installed, so you'll peel back this strip, just like that. And then you can slide in your T-track accessories here and put them where you need them. Now you will have to cut this to space that out for your accessories, so that's something you're gonna have to do with this rubber strip. But at least it's there to cut down that wind noise, because if there isn't something, you will definitely hear this going down the road if it's just left open as a gap like that. Another thing to think about with what accessories you're gonna put on your roof rack is how heavy it's gonna be, how much you're gonna load up on there. The bars are only rated for 165 pounds, so just keep that in mind. Try not to go over that. And also check with your roof and see where that is. If the roof number is lower than your roof rack, go with the roof number. You don't want to overload your roof either. Now, something else with these Aero bars is the fact that they can lock here on the ends, these end caps. They give you the key to do that. Just turn that and locks it in place. So you see it's not coming off there, and nobody can take that off unless they have this key. You can also get a core here instead. If you want to lock it up with a key and have a real lock on there, you can do that as well. Now let's go ahead and get some measurements while I'm up here. Take my tape measure. First up, we're going to see how much space is from the roof to the bottom of the bar. So I'm going on this raised portion right here. Looks like it's right there at 2 inches. And then we'll measure from the roof to the top of our bar. It looks to be about 3 inches. So the reason why I did those is the one right here in between is good for those accessories. Sometimes those clamps get pretty big. You're gonna need that room to put those around there. I think that should be plenty of room to fit those accessory clamps in there. If you don't use the T-track, then you don't need to worry about it. The T-track will just slide along the top. You don't have to worry about that clearance, but you wanna know how much this sticks up for if you're pulling your garage or any kind of clearance issues up here. You wanna be aware of that too. As far as installing goes, it's not that bad. There is a little bit of a setup you have to do before you set up here on the roof, and kind of getting it put on each side. If you have an extra set of hands, that might be helpful just to have somebody on the other side of the roof, but you can easily do it yourself too. Check out how we did it. Now we have a little pre-assembly to do before we get the bars installed on the roof. So we got the foot kit and the foot here, and since we're not using the HD bars, we got the Aero bar fit kit. So what we're gonna do is take this portion, it's gonna slide here on top. You're gonna line up this cylinder here with the hole. Goes in that way. You can't mess it up, so you don't have to worry about putting it on there wrong, so you won't fit like that. It only fits the right way, like that. So then we're gonna take our bolt and our lock washer here, and it's gonna go up through the bottom. Before we do that, we're gonna make sure we put this plate here at the bottom. That's the bigger one, the gold one. I gotta flip around so I can see it. So we gotta put the bolt through there with the lock washer on there. Put it through the hole in the bottom there. That way it pops up on the top. And on the top, we can screw on our other square plate, because that's what's gonna slide into the bars. So tighten that down as much as I can. You might have to lower it down like that and then just use your hand to run that bolt through. You don't want it too tight. You want a little bit of spacing so it slides in that T-track. That looks good right about there. So keeping this all loose, this is where we're gonna slide in our feet. So slide that in just like that. You see, that's why I left it loose, so it slid in underneath there. and we'll get this about where we need it. Now we don't want to tighten it down just yet. I'm going to put the other one on the other side. Then we're going to set up on the roof to get that side to side measurement. Another tip I would give is go ahead and put our end caps on and lock them in place. Since you're leaving everything loose, it's just going to help you when you go to lift this up, put on the roof. You don't have to worry about anything sliding out and off the bars. Now we're going to go and get that as close as I can to the side so I can make my adjustments. If you have a second set of hands, wouldn't hurt to have somebody over there to help you out, but you can still do it by yourself. I'm going to line up this foot first, and then we'll do it on that side where you can see it a little bit better. Now I see this one's more in line with where I want. I can go on that side. So on this side, I can show you a little bit what I was talking about. With this loosened up, you can kind of move this portion out because it's going to go underneath the gutter, and this portion sits in there. So then now like that, I can put our foot down and underneath this groove, so it's underneath the gutter, and the other portion's inside the gutter. So when I go to tighten it down, they're going to push together and it's going to clamp on there. But we want to leave it loose for right now because it's still loose under here. We want to make sure we get the side to side correct on the overhang, and then make sure our spacing's right too. So this would be where you look at what accessories you're going to put up there. Maybe if you're going to do a cargo carrier, kind of look at where that is and where you need those attaching points to be so you can adjust your bars accordingly. So I'm going to take the tape measure and measure from one foot to the other. I'm just going to be from edge to edge right here, just to see exactly what kind of spacing we got. Exactly the same on both sides, so I know that's good right there. Another thing is to do is look at the overhang. Looks like we can come out just a little bit more to match that on both sides. Now I got it out of that gutter. We're going to flip it back around carefully so that nothing moves too much. It looks like both the towers stayed in the same spot, so we're going to come back with our tool and tighten them down. We're going to tighten down that bolt at the bottom. And repeat that on the other side. With the bottom side tightened down, I flipped it back over, set it back in the gutter. That way, making sure it's right. Like I said before, you got the one flat piece that's coming right down into our gutter here, and then the portion that goes over the gutter, which are going to work together and pull it nice and tight to your roof. So just start tightening that down, both these bolts, and that's going to draw them together. Just do a little bit, try and do it evenly on both of these bolts here on the bottom. With it tightened down all the way, you give the shake test. See, I'm shaking the whole Jeep back and forth, so we know it's on there nice and tight. I'm really impressed that there's not any movement here at the bottom portion. It's holding on there very well on both sets. So it's not something I'm gonna have to worry about going down the road. It didn't take that long to get installed, and I think that about does it. So thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.